What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another meal prepping episode. Today is going to be epic. We're going to do breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Let's look and see what we have going on today. So I got some chicken breast here. We have some carrots, celery, eggs, and egg whites. We have some black beans with no salt, some raw cashews, some old-fashioned oats, watermelon. I have romaine lettuce. We have some cilantro, some organic spinach. We have cucumbers, red, yellow, and green bell peppers, jalapeno, an avocado. We have some corn on the cob, some salsa, strawberries, yogurt, and granola. So this is gonna be a lot of food. So we're gonna do for breakfast, we're gonna do some yogurt with granola and some strawberries with some egg whites. Or we could do oatmeal with fruit, nuts, and then eggs. And for lunch and dinner, we can switch it up. We got cashew chicken and chicken burrito balls. Are we ready to do this? Let's get started. So we're gonna get started with breakfast first. It really is the most important meal of the day. Why? Breakfast breaks the fast. When you eat breakfast, you're less likely to snack and to eat off schedule. So you'll stay full longer, okay? So for my breakfast, I don't necessarily like to prep it so far in advance. I like my breakfast fresh, but what I will prep is my oatmeal. So normally I have these little mason jars. I have 1/4 cup of oatmeal. I have 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, 1/8 of a cup of almonds, and 1/8 cup of raisins, and then about a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. All right, so all my oatmeal is prepped. Now, like I said about the raisins, I only added 1/8 of a cup of raisins. Now, they are high in sugar, but if you notice, I didn't add any additional sweeteners. There's no honey, there's no brown sugar, no stevia. So my raisins are my natural sweetener. If I don't have raisins, like I said, I'll use a peach or a nectarine, and that will help me sweeten the oatmeal without having to add any additional artificial sweeteners, okay? Now, part 2 of my breakfast is going to be some egg whites and some spinach. Now, egg whites, I'll do about 140 grams of egg whites, and then about a handful of spinach. I would say about a cup of spinach. Okay, gotta get those micronutrients in there as well. Now, if I get tired of oatmeal, then I come over here and I have yogurt. Now, I recently just started having acquired a taste for yogurt, and I'm really addicted to this Dannon Greek strawberry cheesecake yogurt. 80 calories, 7 grams of sugar, 12 grams of protein. So this all in all is not bad. I'll add 5 ounces of strawberries to it, and then also 1/3 cup of this kind cinnamon oat clusters. Oh my goodness, this stuff is amazing, okay? Just 1/3 of a cup. And then I also have my egg whites and my spinach as well. So that's my breakfast. So either oatmeal and eggs or it's yogurt and eggs. Every day I eat breakfast. Most important meal of the day, like I said, it breaks your fast. You've been fasting all night sleeping. When you wake up, your body says, feed me, okay? If you don't feed your body, then what's your body gonna do? It's gonna store food when you do put it in your body for later on. So when you go to eat, all I'm doing is packing on the pound. So eat breakfast, lose weight, stay healthy, okay? All right, you get the point. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut up the watermelon, and then we'll go ahead and get started on dinner and lunch. All right? All right. All right, so we cut up the watermelon, so we have that here. That's gonna be snack number 1. And then for a snack that I usually have after my lunch, like later in the afternoon before I get home, I usually do some carrots and celery with Justin's almond butter. Now I get these little packets. Now, if you buy these separately, like say at Walmart, they're probably like $1.20, $1.40, but I get a whole box, and in the box I get 18, and I think I paid like 16 bucks at Costco. So you get a much better deal if you can find these at your local Costco, okay? You probably could get them online as well. But Justin's almond butter, and it comes in 2 flavors. Maple's actually my favorite. So those are my snacks. All right, Let's get to the food. Alright guys, so I went ahead and cut up the chicken and then I washed all the fruits and vegetables. Now I always wash my fruits and vegetables with vinegar. 1 part vinegar, 3 parts water. Why? Because I want to remove any loose soil and any bacteria that may be lingering around from pesticides or just in transit. Another question people ask me is, should you wash organic fruits and vegetables? Yes. Now, while farmers may not use pesticides, you still have to transport it. And then what happens when it's in the store? So when you bring it home, wash your fruits and vegetables with vinegar and water. All right, so what are we prepping today? Our 2 main meals are going to consist of chicken. First one is going to be a chicken burrito bowl, and the second one is going to be cashew chicken. That's one of my favorites when I go out to eat. So let's start with the chicken burrito bowl first. I've got all my ingredients laid out. Let's look and see what we're going to be using. Cut up the chicken already. We have some corn here, red onions. I have some garlic. We have red, yellow, and green pepper. I have an avocado. We have some cilantro. We'll use some garlic, some tomatoes, some limes, some romaine lettuce here, black beans, and then we can top it with some salsa. So I've already got my seasonings here laid out. I have 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of oregano, a half a teaspoon of onion powder, a half a teaspoon of paprika, a half a teaspoon of black pepper, and salt. All right, let's put this together. All right guys, step 1, cilantro lime rice. Now I've made it before. You can see the video here. This time I'm gonna be using brown rice. I'm gonna go ahead and get that started in the rice cooker. Always rinse your rice. Why? Because it removes unnecessary starch so that it won't be gummy and gluey or sticky. All right, let me go ahead and get started. Be back. All right, next up is the chicken. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my seasonings to the chicken. I already have a pan preheating on the stove. It has about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'll go ahead and add 2 cloves of garlic to the pan, and then I'll put my chicken in. Now you wanna be sure, don't overcook or burn your garlic. Just cook it until you can start to smell it till it becomes fragrant, just like this. Okay, time to add the chicken. All right, so while the chicken is cooking, let's go ahead and prep everything else. Let's cut up our peppers, our corn, as well as our lettuce. Chicken is all done. In the same pan, I'm gonna add another 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and I'm gonna cook the peppers and onions. Add a pinch of salt and a little black pepper. All right, I'm gonna let that cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and chop up the lettuce. Now I bought this whole bag of romaine lettuce for $3.99, and I get 6 romaine heart. Now you can buy the pre-chopped up bag of romaine lettuce for about $1.99. Doesn't give you a lot. That's a much better buy. So one trick to meal prepping is also to save money. So don't be scared of buying the lettuce and chopping up yourself. Same thing with my celery and so on and so forth. so last thing to do is make the cilantro rice. So the rice just came out of the rice cooker. So we're gonna add some cilantro. I've already went ahead and chopped it and minced it up. 1 lime, and then salt and pepper. Put 1/4 teaspoon of pepper and 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Lastly, I want to go ahead and zest some of the lime to really enhance that lime flavor. Now, I like making this cilantro lime rice because rice is boring. After about 2-3 days, I'm bored of it. It's dry, it's void of flavor. So just with 4 ingredients, rice, lime, cilantro, salt, and pepper, I kicked it up a notch. I'm not gonna get bored after eating this for 2 to 3 days. So cilantro lime rice gets a check mark in my book. Cheesy, I know, whatever. All right, everything's done. Let's put it together. Little beans, about a 1/2 cup of rice. That's roughly 80 grams. Go ahead and add our veggies, corn, tomatoes, lettuce, and a little avocado. All right, that's my chicken burrito bowl. That's a wrap. Now it's time for the cashew chicken. I'll put the rest of this together and I'll see you in a flash. All right, it's time for the cashew chicken. So I have some cashews here, about 2/3 of a cup. Have them laid out on a pan. Now these are raw, unroasted, unsalted cashews. I'm gonna put these in the oven for about 5 minutes on 350 degrees. Next up is the chicken. I've already cut it up. I'll add 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt and a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar, 1/4 teaspoon of sesame oil, now you want to set that aside for about 20 minutes so that the seasonings can really soak into the meat and that cornstarch can really start to adhere to the chicken. All right, let's start on everything else. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on the chicken. I have a pan preheating with about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to add some ginger, about 1 tablespoon, and about 3 to 4 cloves of garlic that I'm going to mince in my press. Again, you want to cook this until it's fragrant. You don't want to burn the garlic or the ginger. All right, let's add the chicken. Again, don't crowd the pan, otherwise you'll be cooking chicken in its juice instead of getting a nice saute on it, a nice caramelization. So it's time to go ahead and get the vegetables going. I have about 3 stalks of celery I'm going to go ahead and add to the pan. Red, green, and yellow bell pepper, 1 each. And I have 1 medium onion. All right, we're going to let this cook for about 3 to 4 minutes until the onions are translucent. And then we'll add the broccoli, add the chicken back, and add the rest of the sauce. Almost done. Let's get it. So I added the broccoli already, and now I'm going to go ahead and add the chicken back. 1/4 cup of low sodium soy sauce. Now that's the reason why I didn't put a lot of salt in this, because we have the soy sauce, which is high in salt. Frozen sauce at Whole Foods. Now this is about, let's see, 135 milligrams of sodium, which is a lot less than the last one I used, which is about 180 milligrams. So I'm always trying to see how I can cut back on the salt content. I want to put about 4 to 5 tablespoons of this in here, and then just mix that up. The last thing to do is add the cashews in. So one of the reasons why I added the cornstarch to the chicken was, one, it gives it a nice texture when you go ahead and you cook it. Two, it is going to act as a natural thickener for the sauce. So it just won't be a whole bunch of liquid, adding the water, the hoisin sauce, and the liquid from the vegetables. It'll help thicken it, so it's going to be great. Let's go ahead and put this together. We're almost done. Got the rice, got the cashew chicken. Now, there's no cashews in here, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the cashews later. I'm gonna bag them up separately. That way they don't get soft and soggy, okay? So like always, I'm doing about 1/4 cup of rice. Look at that, loaded with chicken and vegetables. I'm tired. That's a wrap. We did breakfast, we did lunch, we did dinner, and we did snacks. There's nothing left now. So you should be set all week long. All right? If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. If you want to see me do different types of meals, leave it in the comments below. I will take your suggestions. And if you like this and you think someone else might benefit from it, feel free to share it. Now, gotta do one thing. Remember to stay focused, stay positive, and keep it moving. Good day, everybody.